Hey guys, we're back for another book club. This is chapter 2 in The Secret. So the second chapter is called The Secret Made Simple. And this chapter is basically explaining what the secret is. And granted, the secret had been revealed to be the law of attraction in a previous episode, but that's a very full-on terminology. And while I do think that this book does leave room for questions as well, so far I'm like a little bit further ahead than where we're at our book club, but I think it's definitely a good beginner's guide to get you familiar with what the secret is, and then we can really dive into how to actually use it. So on the first page, page 27, it says, the law of attraction is a law of nature. It is impartial and impersonal as the law of gravity is. It is precise and it is exact. Meaning that the law of attraction, or this particular version of what they're calling the law of attraction, is going to bring you what you put out there, whether it's something that you really want in your life or really don't want in your life. For example, no matter if it was Mother Teresa, Malcolm X, or Hitler who decided to jump off of a building without a parachute, unless we're in some another dimension, they're likely gonna fall to the ground at increasingly high velocity as they're falling. So that's what it's saying, is basically that assuming that all things are what we assume they are, and someone jumps off a building, they're going to fall. So regardless of if that person is kind-hearted or not, that's what's going to happen. So basically it's just saying that the law of attraction is impartial, and it's going to bring to you what you are and what you put out regardless. Meaning that we are like magnets ourselves, are like energy magnets, and whatever frequency we are omitting frequently, we will attract that into our lives. So for example, if you wake up and immediately decide like, oh, it's gonna be a bad day, I have a headache and all that stuff, and you just put that in your vibration, in your system, you're going to experience things that will cause you to have a bad day. And likely the longer you stay in that space, the worse and worse it's gonna get. All right, so it's very important that we focus on gratitude and that we are monitoring our thoughts. All right, your feelings. Okay, the importance of feelings, this is on page 30. The importance of feelings cannot be overstated. Your feelings are your greatest tool to help you create your life. Your thoughts are the primary cause of everything. Everything else you see and experience in this world is an effect, and that includes your feelings. The cause is always your thoughts. So what I'm learning through other studies is how you think and how you feel and how you act. I believe it's thought, feeling, act, and like heart, mind, gut, something like that, or mind, heart, gut. I think it's heart, mind, gut, but how you think, how you feel, how you act. So basically meaning that like whatever your primary dominant thoughts are, you're going to create that in your reality one way or another. And what a lot of things is, and I'm going to make a video specifically about this, is do you think what we are right now, your current experience, are you living in the past? Are you living in the present? Or are you living in the future? A lot of people will say, oh, this is the present. Actually, in one way you look at it, but from another vantage point, another perspective, we are living the past. We actively, in our current experience right now, are living our past versions of ourselves, because whatever we manifested from the past has presented itself right now. So who you actually are today is yet to be seen in your reality once it manifests into where you currently are. So your thoughts are creating the future that you are going to experience, and your past has created where you are right now. So the present of where you currently are in reality has not yet manifested to show you who you have become. So What you are living right now is what was created from your past experiences and your past mental thought process. So that's why it takes evolutionary time period, however long it's going to take, depending on where you are, for you to get from where you currently are to experience who you now are in your life. It's going to take some time. And I like to think of it as like a TV, like one of them old school TV shows, like the old school TVs without guides or smart talking, when you had to click through one channel at a time. So what happens is sometimes we get frustrated and we're like, I'm trying to manifest this car, and then the car comes past you, and then you think, well, you're trying to rub it in my face, and I've been there. But what's actually happening is that your channel has turned one notch over. So now instead of being on channel 1, you're now on channel 2. And then each second, each experience, each minute, each day, you tune closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. So at first it might be some random car that's like your car. Then it might be someone gives you a little gift that's like the car that you want. Then a family member might get a new car, and slowly but surely it gets closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to you until it manifests in your experience. So start to look at those little things not as the universe trying to F with you and throw it in your face, but as the universe showing you, okay, it's coming. And thank goodness it does that, because if we were to instantly manifest every single thing that we thought about, can you imagine the absolute horror that would be going on in our lives? So it does that to show, is this what you want for real? Is this coming? But if you say, well, you're throwing it in my face, then it means that's not what you want. So fine, okay, we won't throw it in your face anymore. Your wish is granted. It won't happen. So keep that in mind. All right, on page 33, remember that your thoughts are the primary cause of everything. So when you think a sustained thought, it is immediately sent out to the universe. So think for a long time. The thought magnetically attaches itself to the like frequency, and then within seconds sends the reading of that frequency back to you through your feelings. Put another way, your feelings are communication back to you from the universe, telling you what frequency you are currently on. Your feelings are your frequency feedback mechanism. When you are feeling good feelings, it is communication back from the universe saying you're thinking good thoughts. Likewise, when you are feeling bad feelings, you are receiving communication from the universe saying you're thinking bad thoughts. So, when you are feeling bad, it is communication from the universe, and in effect, it is saying, warning, change thinking now. Negative frequency recording, change frequency, counting down manifestation, warning. So basically, our feelings are our GPS system to let us know where we're going and what future we are creating for ourselves. Because we have to remember, what we are experiencing right now today is manifestations from our past. So technically, we are living our past version of ourselves, and we are creating the future version of ourselves to experience at a later date. So when you are starting to feel negative feelings, it's a sign that, okay, perhaps I need to really, really, really monitor my actions, monitor what I'm thinking, so that I can purposefully create what I actually desire to experience, rather than creating what you don't want. All right. Page 38. There is no greater power in the universe than the power of love. The feeling of love is the highest frequency you can emit. If you wrap every thought in love, if you could love everything and everyone, your life would be transformed. Now, what I want to highlight here is that what type of love are they discussing? Okay, because the newest way I've discovered or learned through my studying is love is your ability to expand your awareness and to appreciate experiences while you're expanding your awareness. So does it mean, like, what type of love is this referring to? So that's why I think it will be beneficial to you to get the book so you can put it in your own context. But we have to remember that words have changed their meanings to instill some level of mind control and force in us to make it feel like we can't get out of certain things because we don't necessarily understand what they mean. So I'm not saying that it doesn't mean like, okay, love and like loving people and things like that. But when you love someone or something, you are appreciating the experience and the exchange of energy and expansion of your relationship or expansion of that experience with that person. So I would say like, don't think of it as like romantic love, like you got to have someone to like make out with or, something like that. But being able to appreciate your experience and expand your awareness of what's going on around you is, to me, what they're saying here. All right, so now I'm on page 43 where it's just talking about some summaries because I do want to make another video before I go where I'm going. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 summaries. I'm going to read like probably 3. First one is literally the first one. This is on page 43. The law of attraction is a law of nature. Oh, read that one. It is impartial as the law of gravity. So meaning the law is going to bring you, the law is the law, point blank, period. So we have to learn how to wield the law. And that literally means stop watching trash television, stop absorbing trash entertainment, and change your music and listen to some lectures or some podcasts. Listen to some not just motivational coaches, but people who have actually done something in their life, not just people that make you feel good for 5 minutes and then don't instill a level of discipline. Be disciplined, establish routines, because once you can establish those routines, you'll go into unconscious competence where you'll be able to just do what you're supposed to do, just do the right things effortlessly so you don't have to focus on trying to do it. So once you establish those habits, things will just start to change. And that means not listening to that trash music, not being a trash person, treating people as though you want to be treated, and really establishing some basic core principles so that you can have more control over what you're creating in your own personal reality. And then you will be able to influence those around you just by the energy that you're vibrating. They will rise up. And that is what they call time or dimension jumping. Is it that we're going from dimension to dimension, or is it that we are making our environment a product of us rather than becoming a product of it? So just keep that in mind. All right. Next one. It is impossible to feel bad and at the same time have good thoughts. So we need to be first monitoring our thoughts. And when we're watching TV, we're thinking. When we're listening to music, we're thinking. When we're speaking to people, we're thinking. When we're allowing people to spew their garbage conversation on us and we're actively participating in the garbage conversation, we're thinking and we're participating in that. So be mindful of who you speak to, be mindful of what you listen to, be mindful of how you speak as well, because all of those things are accumulating and creating seeds in your mind. And depending on what seeds you're allowing to be planted in your garden of your thoughts is you're going to reap. That's the harvest you're going to reap. So be mindful of that. All right. And lastly, the last one we're going to say is the feeling. Oh, we already read that, so I'm going to do a different one. Secret shifters such as pleasant memories, nature, or your favorite music can change your feeling and shift your frequency in an instant. So basically what it's saying is find something that can be your go-to or a couple of go-tos. Go in your toolbox and find a couple of things that you know can instantly make you feel happy, can instantly make you feel better. And once you start to see and sense and feel that something is off about how you're feeling, you can immediately tune into those things so that they can pull you out of whatever negative feeling you are feeling. With that being said, thank you so much for joining. As soon as I get to 1,000 followers, I'm going to start doing lives on here. So please, if you enjoyed this, please share it. Also, since this is book club, comment below, like put a quote if you're reading the book. Put a quote in the comments and analyze your thoughts, and that way we can all really share and have an active virtual book club. I actually do read the comments, so there's that. And I try to respond. Sometimes, life be lifing, but I do try to respond. I do read them, and I do appreciate it. I do. All right, see you guys.